Dealing with the media. When you start off as a writer, one of the hardest things for you to do is get some attention in the media, especially if you're like me and you're a self-published writer, because the number one thing that sells books is celebrity. There is no mistaking the truth of that. And the more you pass yourself off as a celebrity, the more people will buy into it. I try not to do too much of it because, to be honest, I like the little bits of fame that I've got along the way, but I'm writing because I love it, and I don't really want to be a celebrity, because you're also you're a target as a celebrity. Everybody takes shots at you. Not that I care, but I'd rather people read my books just because they love them, or that they like what comes out of me and expresses through my books. But you still got to have a certain way of dealing with the media. You almost want to pick a certain number of people in the media, whether they be in newspaper, radio, or television, and try to get them to take you seriously, get them to know you, and you get to know them. That's important. If you can establish a relationship, then when you have a project that comes out and it's a really big project, and you go and tell them about it, they're going to be happy to know that they're the ones you came to, that they've got the exclusive on you, and that they've known you for all this time. And so they're going to feel compelled to go ahead, and if you've done a lot of things for them in the past, they're going to feel the need to do things for you in the future. So establishing relationships is incredibly important. Now, if you're coming from a cold place where you just don't know anybody in the media, here's a technique you can use. When I was writing Virgin Gloves, I knew my book was going to be in the boxing genre, and I would have to try to reach out to people in that genre. And I knew a few people through my personal experiences of being a publicist and then writing letters to the editor and stuff like that. And then I was working with a couple fighters, but I didn't know anybody way up at the top levels. I wanted my book to be reviewed by the biggest magazine out there, Ring Magazine. So what I did is I wrote a series of letters to the head of the magazine, to the publisher of the magazine, to writers of the magazine, to feature writers, to reviewers, everybody I could think of that was connected to the magazine. And I'd tell them about my book, and at the very least they'd know who I am, they'd know who the book is. And wouldn't you know, they got so used to getting my letters and so used to reading my letters that when I finally called up one day to talk to the editor-in-chief, Nigel Collins, he knew who I was. He said, "Oh, this is Alex Hutchinson, the prolific letter writer," he called me. So he knew who I was. When I talked to the publisher, Stuart Sachs, he knew who I was. And when my book Virgin Gloves came out, they reviewed it, put it in their magazine. 150,000 people around the world read that magazine. So that's a technique you can use. You could be the next prolific letter writer and contact everybody you can possibly think of connected to whatever niche it is that you're writing your book in. That's one good way to deal with the media.